So it's a day of videos, and what I'm here back to do is to respond to Baby's thread of the senses, okay? And I'm going to keep it brief so that I can upload this and start to watch some of the other responses. I see that Cool Ranch Dressing has responded. I haven't watched that yet, so here we go. Records that represent the 5 or 6 senses, and I am just going to show them and just real briefly make a comment. The first sense that I'm representing is smell, and this one is a little perverse because I don't know why, but the color purple and Hatfield in the north, this just looks like it would have a nice smell to me this day. It's a kind of an overcast day, and there's a superimposition of some sort of artwork where it's a bunch of bodies in the sky. But because of the tint of the cover, it reminds me of, it makes me think of the rain smell, you know, when it's about to rain or it just starts to rain, that neat rain smell. So that's sense. That's that sense. Let's keep going here. The sense of taste. I chose this cover by the band I Baricentro from Italy. The album is Sconcerto. I chose this cover because of the way they have the orange illuminated. Orange is my favorite color. It's not necessarily my favorite fruit, but I do like orange. And just the way that the orange is presented here, it always makes me kind of want to, or a tangerine, maybe that's really more of a tangerine. Yeah, this is probably more of a tangerine. I love tangerines, so there you go. Taste. Sound, hearing. The one that I chose, could have been many, but I chose for me to represent that, Enos on Land. And the reason I chose this one without thinking a whole lot about it, because again, I can overthink every dang thing, is the way that this album has revealed itself to me and continues to reveal itself to me. It appears to me that the way this was recorded and mixed, things in the mix and the way it was recorded, they just are submerged, and it's like over time, these currents of sound emerge. It's like you've been hearing them all the time, but all of a sudden you hear it. I find this album to be quite an incredible, amazing piece of sound work. For the sense of touch, I thought I would go a little more literal, because this again is another one of my favorite covers, and that's Bee Gees' Odessa with the beautiful is that felt cover. Not a bad record either, you know. Not a bad record. Odessa. Bee Gees trying to get heavy. Well, actually, they've always been good. Always been good. So I just got to show that a little bit more. It's just beautiful. I love it. So touch. Bee Gees, Odessa. That's nice. Beautiful. For sight, I like Sublime Media's choice of Bitches Brew, but really didn't have to think about it too long when I had to think about what is one of the most arresting album covers in my personal experience as far as the way that I had experienced it. And one of the covers that has stood out in my mind head and shoulders above many others over the years is Dance of the Lemmings by Amon. This cover, I can remember the first time I saw it. The image, you know, I was a kid, maybe 14 or 15. Just, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. This is, so this represents sight for me. Amon, of course, have some of the coolest psychedelic LSD inspired artwork. Hey Andreas, thanks for asking. This is just fun to show these covers. Man, look at that. To this day, it's just the font of the band's name. It's dynamite. And I went ahead and chose one for ESP because I'm definitely down with the ESP. I am one who takes it for granted that we all have it. Whether or not you're hooked into it or recognize it is a whole nother story. So I recognize it, and so I don't be sounding too crazy, I don't talk about it, depending on the person, you know what I'm saying? I probably think I'm crazy enough as it is, which I am. So are you. So I chose Sun Ra and his Solar Myth Orchestra because here's another person who some may poo-poo or take as maybe a crackpot, crazy, he was a crazy you know what, but I think that this man was way ahead of everybody and was hooked into some vibes and some knowledge and some information and went with it. Look at this picture. There they go. I'll tell you what, Teddy, if you happen to watch this, I had no idea that Sun Ra was in KC at that time. Man, if I had known, I'd have booked a hotel. I don't know how I didn't know about that. Sun Ra for a week, or was it 2 weeks in Kansas City? I had no idea. And also have to say at this time, talk about a holy grail of a record. That signed 45 that you showed by Sun Ra? Are you kidding me? Wow. About ready to make a trip down to KC just to see that. You hear me, man? So, for ESP, Sun Ra, this man was not bullshitting, you know what I'm saying? He was hooked in. As he shows in that picture, he had his antenna up. He was receiving. Nice thread, Grecian Thunder. Much love to all of you.